Hi everybody, and welcome to the second video on solving equations with fractions. In this video, we have a look at fractions that are a bit more complicated. There's an x in the denominator. So if you would like, please pause this video and attempt the questions by yourself, and then we can go through it together. So let us start. The first one is 3 over x plus 4 over 2x is equal to 5 over 2. Now, the first thing is what we would like to do is get the LCD. So this is the similar step as in the previous video that we look for the lowest common denominator. So the lowest common denominator between x and 2 is 2x. Then once we've got the lowest denominator, we then make all of the denominators that one. So it's 2. So this is over x. So we'll have to multiply this by 2 over 2 to get the 2x. This is already over 2x. So this one here is fine. And this one here is over 2. So it's missing that x in the denominator. So now when we multiply, we get 2 times 3, which is 6, over 2 times x, which is 2x, plus 4 over 2x is equal to 5 times x, which is 5x, over 2x. Now, why did we get the LCD? Because when the LCD is the same, then we can work with just the numerator. So then this here becomes 6 plus 4 is equal to 5x. So we're working with just the numerators. 6 plus 4 is 10. 5x, we divide both sides by 2. And finally, we get that x is equal to 5. We divide both sides by 5 and we get x is equal to 2. So I did it the other way around. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Oh, before we move on to the next one, actually, when we have an LCD, what you should, and there's an x in it, you should always then state the restriction of the values. So in this case, 2x is not allowed to equal 0, which means x is not allowed to be 0. So in addition with this, we usually also state our restrictions. So in this case, x is not allowed to be 0, because then we will have an undefined term with x in the denominator. So the next one is 4 over 5x plus x plus 1 over x is equal to 3. So once again, we find the LCD. The LCD between 5x and x is 5x. And then we will multiply through with that LCD. So this one here is already over 5x, so we don't have to do anything. This one here, we have to multiply by 5 over 5 because it's already over x. A 3 can be written as 3 over 1, and that we would have to multiply by 5x over 5x. Then this here is 4 over 5x plus 5 times x plus 1. So that 5 gets multiplied with x plus 1 over 5x is equal to 15x over 5x. So 3 times 5 is the 15x and 1 times 5 is the 5x. Then the denominator is the same, so we can work with just the numerators. And then we can distribute this 5x. So then we've got 4 plus 5 times x is 5x plus 5 times 1 is 5 is equal to 15. We can take all of the terms to one side. So this here would then be 9 is equal to 15x minus 5x. I took that 5x over. So 9 is equal to 10x. And dividing both sides by 10, we get that x is equal to 9 over 10. Let us move on to the next one, the last one. Oh, before we do, sorry, you see I keep on forgetting, we have to state the restriction that the LCD is not equal to 0 because we can't have 0 in the denominator. So x cannot be equal to 0. So in addition to x being equal to 9 over 10, we know that x cannot be equal to 0. Then the third one is x plus 1 over 3x plus 3x minus 4 all over 4x is equal to 2. So our LCD in this case over here is 12x. That goes both into 4x and 3x. So in this first case over here, we're going to have to multiply it by 4 over 4 to get the 12 in the denominator. Here we're going to have to multiply it by 3 over 3 to get the 12 in the denominator. And this one's over 1, so we have to multiply the whole thing by 12x over 12x. Doing the multiplication, we get 4x plus 1, 4 times x plus 1 over 12x, plus 3 times x, 3x minus 4 over 12 is equal to 24x over 12x. So now what we can do is that the bases are the same. We can work with just the numerators. So this here is 4x plus 1 plus 3x minus 4 is equal to 24x. And then we distribute the terms in front to get rid of the bracket. So 4 times x is 4x, 4 times 1 is 4, 3 times x is 9x, 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, and that is equal to 24. Once again, we can take everything to one side and simplify. So the 4 and the minus 12 give us a minus 8 on the side. And then the 24x, I'm going to take over the minus 9x and the minus 4x. So we have minus 8 is equal to 11x. If we subtract the 9 and then we subtract the 4. And then we're going to divide both sides by 11 to get x by itself, and we have x is minus 8 over 11. The last thing we have to do is state that the LCD is not equal to 0, so x is not equal to 0. So I hope you understood that I hope that you have understood what was going on in this video. If you have not understood, please watch it again. If you're still confused, please watch the previous video where we tackle a little bit easier fractions. In the next one, we will look at one more level higher than this. Thank you. Bye.